Welcome back to Josh Does Math. In this video we're doing a limit problem that involves square roots. So we're looking at the limit as x approaches infinity of the function root of x plus 1 minus root of x. And as you can see, if you plug in infinity, you get infinity minus infinity, which is an indeterminate form. So how do we get out of this indeterminate form? You might think that we find a factor between these two terms, or that we divide by the highest power, or that we combine these two terms into one fraction and try to get infinity over infinity before we cancel factors. But the best way to do this problem is to multiply the top and bottom of this fraction. And I say fraction because you can easily turn it into a fraction. So we multiply it by the top and bottom of this fraction by the conjugate of this big mess that involves the roots right here. The conjugate is just flipping the sign that's in here between the two terms. So here's what that looks like. Limit as x goes to infinity of this big function here. Root of x plus 1 minus root of x times the quantity root of x plus 1 plus root of x. And this is all divided by the same thing, the conjugate of that first term, which is going to be root of x plus 1 plus root of x. And now there's a little more work to do in the numerator here. If you do FOIL, you'll realize that this becomes a difference of squares. So we're squaring the first and second term, taking their difference. Well, the square of a square root is easy. That's going to be x plus 1 for the first term minus, and what's the square of the root of x? Well, that's easy, that's x. So that's what we get, a difference of squares in the numerator. Denominator becomes the same thing that it was, root of x plus 1 plus root of x, and I'm just realizing now I have to stick my limit on the front of that. There we go. So this is what we get now. Well, the numerator does simplify a little more. We're taking x plus 1. These parentheses don't need to be in here. X plus 1 minus x. Well, that's just going to be 1 over this mess with the roots. Okay, well, now plug in infinity. And what do you get? You get 1 over root of infinity plus 1 plus root of infinity, which is just 1 over infinity plus infinity, which is just 1 over infinity, which is just 0. So this limit does simplify to 0. So that's how you do a limit like this that has two roots where you can find the conjugate of it. Usually that's what you do. You multiply and divide by the conjugate, and that allows you to get out of your indeterminate form. Thanks for watching.